Hello, everyone, and welcome to, I guess, what is now the One-Way Intersection Games podcast. I'm your host, Eric Shimoris, with my co-host, Pikachu. Say hi, Pikachu. Very talkative one right there. This episode is brought to you by... Oh, I didn't turn off DJ Atomica. Shut up. This episode is brought to you by... I don't listen to any podcasts. I don't know who sponsors podcasts anymore. Manscaped? Nah, I have a Manscaped razor. It's super overrated, and I think it's false advertising because I've cut myself almost every time I've used it. MeUndies? No. They're the assholes that got in NFTs for no reason, right? Yeah, definitely not them. Fuck it. This episode brought to you by Winston. Hi, I'm Winston. Just remember, when you're feeling down, Winston loves you, and you love Winston. And Winston is the best thing in your life. And you need Winston to live. You cannot live without Winston. I think I'm regretting the sponsorship. Alright, so what the fuck were you doing? We're in cars because we were in bikes last time. This is a stunt car. Right, I also need to drive through all of the goddamn drive-thrus because I realized at the end of the last episode that, I haven't been doing that, and that's a bad thing to not do because I don't get credit for them. If I just find them, I need to actually use them. Great. So, I've been a little worried about this series, just because, there's not really a lot to talk about in the game. And going for 100%, there's going to be a lot of episodes, and my worry is that I would have a lot of episodes that are just kind of the same. It's just me going for collection, me going for races, doing all that stuff, and there's only so many times I could be like, I crashed. Look at me getting this smash. Oh my god, billboard, woo. Before it just gets so repetitive and boring, in my opinion at least. So that's kind of the reason I've been just using these as essentially just like a poor man's podcast, because I just, if I'm just talking about random shit, how the fuck do I get that billboard? If I'm just talking about random shit, then, eventually, that takes up the time. It makes it a lot less boring. And my worry then is that I was going to run out of things to talk about eventually. But apparently life just finds a way to give me content. Because I have a decent amount of things to talk about. So first, I think it was on Viscera Cleanup Detail. Let me double check. Yeah, it was on Viscera Cleanup Detail. Frequent commenter on my channel, Meatloaf Perfume, basically, asked about the job because I talked about it in, I think that was 2 Burnout episodes ago, so probably like a month ago at this point. Talked about the job, talked about how I was basically taking over for a dude that left and they had no resources to handle it. Okay, that was a completely useless jump. They had no resources to handle it, so I'm just taking over for him. I'm getting stressed out by that, and just asked about the job, and yeah, all that stuff's still going on. We kind of were told, like, hey, we can ignore shit, so that's what I've been doing. I've basically just been ignoring everything and just watching the tasks roll in and then just letting them just die on my plate, just not doing them at all, and it's great. But the other thing that was asked about was remote work, because I guess I touched on that when I talked about all that, how we still have to be in the office because the company just decided, hey, we want everyone in the office. Why? Fucking reasons. Like, there's no good reason, but they just want us to work in the office. And while that hasn't changed, the timing of that comment, because I believe that video went out on Thursday, and I think that comment was like Friday morning I saw it. The timing of that comment was just impeccable, because that day, that Friday, we had our company had the quarterly update meeting, which is basically like a full company. All right, what the fuck was that, dude? It's basically a full company meeting. I mean, besides like the retail workers and stuff, but like everyone in the headquarters, everyone, like all of the managers and stuff of the, and just like 200 people or whatever just in a call listening to fucking nothing. It's just like the CEO talks a bit, then they have just like random speakers talking about their jobs that like it really doesn't pertain to me in the slightest, so it's just super boring. So yeah, we just had our update meeting, but the reason I'm bringing that up in relation to the work from home is because last quarterly update meeting, the CEO basically basically talked about the work from home stuff, and basically said how it's never going to go back to full like he basically said it's never going to go back to full remote. Deal with it. He said it in a nicer way so that hopefully people didn't get pissed off, but everyone knew exactly what he was talking about. And funnily enough, I think a lot of people resigned not too long after that. I don't know if it was related, but I don't think it was completely unrelated. But anyway, this meeting was the exact same. He just went on about how, oh yeah, remote work's great, remote work's awesome, we all should love remote work because it increases collaboration, despite the fact that we have Microsoft Teams and could just call each other up and collaborate that way. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But it was basically just bullshit managerial talk of like, hey, this is great and you're wrong for thinking it's not great. And every time we have one of those things, I just get, the wind just gets taken out of my sails. Because, he also quoted a banking executive, which, great person to fucking quote, especially when you're in a company that's heavily tech-oriented. Fucking quote someone that, their company can't get off Fortran and COBOL. But so he quoted a banking exec, and the quote was like something along the lines of I already had that one. Work from home is a job. Work in the office is a career. Just like the dumbest fucking shit ever. It was so stupid. And it was like, it's one of, I never understand why people just quote people that are successful out of fucking nowhere. Like with no thought to what they're actually quoting. It's like just because someone's successful doesn't mean that everything they say should be taken as gospel. It's like the fucking meme that always gets, people always post when a game gets delayed from Miyamoto, where it's like, a good game is, or a rushed game is forever bad, a delayed game is eventually good, and it's like, bullshit, no it's not. There are so many games that were delayed 17 million times, and they're still awful. That's actually one of the, gaming topics I thought about talking about, what are the red flags of, a game being bad, and one of the red flags genuinely is they're delayed multiple times because that means that it's usually a management problem and that they can't get their shit together, and them delaying more isn't going to make the game good because it's not going to fix the management problems. But anyway, so that may be a video idea I do, like something I talk about in the similar way as the like asset flip shit. But anyway, so he quotes the bank exec. I'm just done at this point mentally because I'm fully in the like, I want to do full remote work. I don't really want to settle for anything less than full remote because there's no reason for me to settle for anything less than full remote. Even when I have meetings with people, it's always over Microsoft Teams because half the people in the meeting aren't in the office. Like, even if I'm in the office, half the people in the meeting aren't. So it's just like no reason to even have the meeting in the first place, or like have the meeting, have us be in the office in the first place. I forgot what I was saying for a minute, but there's no reason for it because we just have the meetings over Teams. And I think I literally messaged my friend who works there, just like both of us were just like in awe over the stupidity of the statement. And I literally messaged him like, yeah, if the work from home shit doesn't change and the forced company culture BS doesn't change either, I don't expect to be here by the end of the year. Because the company culture thing is another piece where one of the reasons they're like, we want to be back in the office is because of their company culture. Now, has anyone ever seen the meme where it's like, it's basically like a pseudo quote from a company just like, hey, we want people back in the office because of the culture, or like our company has a great culture or something like that. And then the picture below it just says the culture and it's just a cubicle. Like, that is my company to a T. Hey, we're halfway through the smashes. That is the company I work for to a T. The culture is me going in, putting in my headphones, and not talking to anyone while I sit there and program and do the work that I need to do. It's literally exactly what I do when I work from home, just in a different location, and I'm a lot more uncomfortable because I'm not home. I don't feel like I could put on a full screen YouTube video and watch that. I don't feel like I can get up from my chair and just walk around for a little while just because I can't focus. Like, I feel like I need to be sitting in my chair 100% of the time, or someone's gonna notice and be like, hey, why were you not at your desk for this like 30 minutes? So it's just like so much more uncomfortable. But for some reason, it's better in a lot of the upper management's eyes. But the company culture part, they've been starting to force that heavily. Two things that have happened. One, there's a in-person IT meeting, so it's not just development, it's all of IT in person, because I don't fucking know why. All the meetings is just like they have like 3 or 4 presenters, and we just kind of sit there and listen to the presenters. Like everyone else, there's no reason for them to be in person because we're just sitting and listening. You can do that on Teams again. Like, even if you have the presenters be in the office for no reason, like, the people listening, there's even less of a reason for them to be in the office. Okay, I've already broken that. Oh yeah, I've already gotten a lot of the smashes in this area. Let's just clear this up. Not these ones. This is actually going the right way. But, yeah, so the in-person meeting, which makes no sense, and then, after that, for the entire afternoon, get to go to a baseball game. Boom. Who gives a shit? I don't like baseball. Well, that's not entirely true. I don't mind playing baseball. Like, in like when I'm just like, you know, when I was younger, you know, not now because look at me, I don't exercise, but when I was younger, you know, go outside with friends, you know, get a wiffle ball bat, and just, you know, play baseball, or MLB The Show. Like, I actually have been playing MLB The Show a decent amount. But watching baseball is just so goddamn boring to me. I don't, like, basically, if I would go to the baseball game, it would just be me sitting there on my phone, not paying attention to the baseball game, not talking to anyone else. I'd probably just bring my earbuds and just, like, have them in the entire time listening to music or watching something, like watching a video or something. Like, I would not be... Okay, that was a smash. How did I not get these? I guess I just never went on this path. But there'd be no reason for me to be there, because I wouldn't pay attention to the baseball game, wouldn't appreciate the baseball game part, and I wouldn't talk to anyone, so it removes the entire, like, reason for us being in the office and, like, being in person. So I was miserable about that until I found out that the baseball game is actually, like, technically optional. Like, they're not, like, forcing you to go to the baseball game, and from the second I found that out, I was like, well, there's a 0% chance I'm going. Unless it changes at the last minute. It's like, hey, you actually do need to go, and then I'll be upset again. But I just... and the thing is, like, if you don't go, it's like, oh, well, you gotta actually, like, work then. You actually have to, like, go home and work then. It's like, hey, that's fine. I not only don't have to be in the office, but I just... Everyone, like, all my managers, everyone is going to be at a baseball game. So it's not like everyone's gonna be bugging me. I would say I could just, like, sit back and relax, but if anything, I'm gonna get more shit done because I'm not gonna get bothered. Like, no one's gonna be there. I don't have to worry about, like, I could just focus on whatever I need to focus on for, like, a good 4 hours. It's gonna be so great. I really hope I wasn't misinformed about it being optional, and I really hope they don't, or that they don't change their minds and, like, be like, hey, we actually do want you to go to the baseball game, because it's gonna be so nice not being there. So, oh wait, I hit back. I hit back. That actually opened up this like I wanted it to. So the thing is, I don't know which ones of these I collected or not, because they show up on the map, but they don't actually show up as collected. So that's a problem. But yeah, the second thing though is not optional, as it seems like. It is something that I am forced to do because it's full company. It's not just development, and it's not... Get back here. So it's not something that I could, like, my bosses or whatever will just be like, yeah, whatever, you don't have to go. I think they also, I don't have to go because they can't, like, force you to go off premises. Like, I don't know if there's, like, a legal reason where it's like they can't actually force you to go somewhere that's not your workplace for non-work, like a work-related but non-work function. Like, I like, they can, you know, make you go to another store in the, like, another like area in the company, like go to one of the retail stores or whatever, but they can't force you to like go to a baseball game, because that's not really work related. It's like an extracurricular thing at that point, even if it is work hours. I'm not sure if there's like a legal reason, but I was just told, like, they're not forcing you to do, like, the off-site stuff, and I don't know if it's just their policy or if there's actually a, like, solid reason why they can't do it. But anyway, that's not important. The other thing is at the headquarters, and it is something that is full company, so it is forced. They actually sent out a like a survey kind of thing to see who's not going to be there. And the only legitimate reason that you could not be there is, well, I'm assuming if you're sick, that's a legitimate reason, but the legitimate reason that they gave is like, you can fill out this survey or whatever, is that you have some sort of conflict that you can't reschedule. And my friend actually joked, is like, yeah, just put down you have a conflict. The conflict is you don't want to go, and no, it can't be rescheduled. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tempted to do that. But other than that, it's basically just like, hey, you have to go unless you just physically cannot for some reason. And it's just so fucking stupid, because what it is, it's a field day. So I don't know if anyone else, I don't know if it was just my school or anyone else's school, like elementary school did the same thing, but when I was in elementary school, we had a track and field day where like one day out of the year, you could sign up for events. I think you had to sign up for at least like 2 or 3 of them in elementary school, but you sign up for events just like high jump, long jump, 100-meter dash, relay, like, you know, normal like track events. And you just had a day where you didn't learn, you just were outside the entire time. You did these events and everything. It was just, it was kind of just, it was always a fun day, because back then I still liked playing outside, and you didn't learn, you weren't sitting in a classroom the entire day, so it was always great. But that is essentially what my company decided to do, because we have a company-wide field day, and there's events that you're gonna be able to sign up for that I hope they don't force you to sign up for, but and I mean, the only good thing is they're providing you food, but I also don't know which food, so I'm hoping pizza, because that's usually the go-to, like, hey, you're in the office and we're providing this, let's just provide a bunch of pizzas, and I'm really hoping that's what they go for. Okay, that's far. I'm really hoping that's what they go for, because otherwise, did I go through this auto? I think I did. But it's just like, it's the dumbest fucking thing. Because it's like, they're doing these things to build the company culture, and apparently they talked about this, they had like a leadership conference, and this is one of the things that came out of it, is like to increase collaboration, and it's like, how the fuck is this? It's like the old school mindset, and I'm sure, like, what I'm gonna say, someone that actually like deals with team building and all that shit, it would be like, oh well, actually these do work because of this like psychological reason. But it's the old school mentality of like the like stereotypical team building exercises. I remember there was like the episode of, I mean, it's probably been in a lot of sitcoms, but I'm thinking the episode of Psych. There was one where Gus was on like a team building like retreat for his company, and then kept getting pulled away by Sean to do an actual thing, a case. That's the word I was looking for. But everything in that episode showed like the stereotypical team building thing, but like there are still people with an old school mindset that think like shit like that actually does make people work better as a team. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I go there, we do all the track games, and then my company would decide, hey, someone would announce, hey, now we're going to form a circle and trust fall into each other's arms, because that's exactly the kind of shit that would happen at things like those. And it's just like, all it serves to do is piss me off, because I don't want to go. A lot of people don't want to go, or at least, maybe not a lot, but enough people don't want to go, from what I understand. And it's just gonna be, it's just pointless. Like it's one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna go. If I'm not forced to sign up for anything, I'm not like any of the whatchamacallits, it said repair your car. Do I need to? Oh, I need to repair. Is it because I just never repaired this for the first time? I'm just wondering because I don't know if that counted as me discovering it if I am not repaired. We'll see. But it's one of those, I'm not gonna talk to anyone. I'm not gonna, like, outside of people in development, the people I always talk to anyway, because it's my job to talk with them. So I, always have interactions with them anyway. Oh, I need to go off the barrel roll. But I'm basically just gonna talk to the same people I always talk to, not talk to anyone else, and I'm just gonna sit in, like, the corner and not actually participate in any of the events. Like, that's just how it's gonna work out, so there's no reason for me to be there. You're basically just forcing me to be miserable for no gain. Hell yeah. It's just... again, it's just like the old school mentality of, like, hey, this is gonna make us work better as a team, and everything's gonna be great and beautiful and happy and fun. And it's like, no. You know what would make me happier? Actually fix the problems that we have with work. Actually let us go full remote. You know what? That's the other thing my friend talked about, where it's like, we'd be much more willing to do these, like, on-premise, like, collaboration, all kind of bullshit. Much more willing to do them if we weren't forced to be in the office 2 days a week. Like, if we didn't have to be in the office 2 days a week, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna have this team building thing this day, be like, all right, that's fine. That's 1 day out of, like, the entire month that I'm gonna be in the office. Like, I can deal with that. It's the fact that we're probably gonna have to work Monday and Tuesday and then also be in the office for this day. And it's like, it's just so bullshit. Like, there's no reason for it. It's just already miserable about it. It's just, I don't know. I've kind of run out of things to talk about with work at this point. It's basically one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to realize their mistakes and change, or I'm going to find a new job. That's basically the point I'm at. I've done one race so far. I've done a lot of collection, so I'll take it. But I've done one race so far. I want to do at least the burning route for this. But yeah, it's... And then, on top of that, because I said I had multiple things for just to talk about. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for that. I mentioned I had multiple things to talk about. So, this one's not work related or not like anything like that related. It's just one of those absolutely fucking stupid things where it's like, I was not expecting this to happen today. So I think it was 2 days ago from when I'm recording this, because I want to say it was Thursday. Wait, it's Sunday. 3 days ago as I'm recording. I don't know. I've lost track of time. Time is irrelevant. So I was playing MLB The Show, coincidentally, I mentioned that before. I was playing MLB The Show, playing on my TV because I'm not recording it. Like, right now I'm recording, so I'm using OBS and doing its, like, it has, like, a full screen projector thing so I can see what's being recorded kind of thing. Like, it's just the easiest way to play and record, because otherwise I have my TV on. I can't listen to the TV. So I either have to have the TV playing sound so I can hear it, or which then the microphone will pick up and it'll sound awful, or I have to have it off and not actually hear the TV, which for a lot of games I don't really want to, like, especially for games. Well, I know a lot of them have been RetroArch so that they're irrelevant, but there's some games where there's no subtitles, so I don't want to talk over them, and I would just be talking over them because I can't even hear what's being said. So, you know, when I'm playing a console game, I basically just have it recording through the capture device on OBS. There's no way that's a big enough jump. I already have it, never mind. But I'll have it playing through the capture device on OBS, and I'll just do its full screen projector and have it like monitor the sound. I have the sound set up in a weird way where it's like I can monitor the sound. Well, actually, for the console it doesn't matter because it records a completely different audio source, but it's just point is I have it all set up where I can just watch it on my computer while playing it through OBS. But the when I'm playing normally, I'm just playing on my TV. So I'm, you know, just playing MLB The Show, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It loads into a game and the screen goes black. Now, I think that like my first instinct is, oh, the game crashed. Like, or like it's in the middle of crashing. Like it's a weird crash where it's not actually go like hard crashing to the main menu, but it's like soft locked, so I need to reset the game. So I hit the Xbox guide button and I don't see anything. Nothing pops up. I also have no idea. I think I have to jump off this, but I'm starting to think that that's not the right way to do that. But nothing pops up. So I'm thinking like, oh my god, it like hard crashed my console. Like somehow. Like it just like hard locked my console. Problem is, I can still hear sounds. I can hear the sound of the Xbox guide button popping up. I can hear the sound of there's the boost. I was trying to get the boost and it wasn't popping up. But I hear the sound of the Xbox guide popping up. I hear the sound of like the game. Like I hear the game sounds. Like I can hear the crowd, I can hear everything. So it's like it didn't hard crash. Like it could be soft lock still. I turn off the Xbox and nothing pops up. Usually it pops up like a no signal thing, and I'm like, hold on a minute. I then try to I hit like the input button on my TV remote. Nothing happens. Nothing pops up. I turn off my TV. I turn my TV back on. The Insignia logo pops up. Oh, there's the ramp. The Insignia logo pops up for a split second. Very dim, way dimmer than it ever has been. And then the screen just disappears. It goes black. And I realize in that moment, fuck me. My TV's shot now. It is like a 7-year-old TV. My old apartment, it was the TV I think we got when we moved in. It might have been a little after we moved in, but we got it like very early on. And the only reason I have it is because I took the TV and my roommate took all the furniture because I didn't want the furniture. The furniture was shit. Because my other roommate took like a lot of the good furniture because it's stuff that he brought when he moved in. So when he moved out, he took a lot of the good furniture. So it was between me and my other roommate of who wants to take like the shitty Ikea chairs and Ikea like table that we bought just because it seemed good at the time and they were cheap. Like that's literally the reason we had them. Not because they were good, because they were cheap. So I took the TV and he took the furniture and we called it even. Which my other roommate, because he was there picking stuff up, and when we talked about the TV, and he came in with the clutch save with that because my other roommate, the one I still lived with, the one we were splitting the furniture between, I didn't trust him to pay me back for the furniture, because he could have taken everything, and I'm like, well, if you take everything, you're giving me like $1,000, because like the TV was about 500, all the furniture was roughly around that. So I figured if I take the TV, he takes the furniture, we're even. But then he was like, well, I was thinking I could take the TV, and I'm like, well, you'd have to pay me back for that. And he's like, oh yeah, I know. I didn't trust him to pay me back. He was awful with money. He is the kind, he had a $75 credit card bill, and he missed the payment. He financed a computer, like when you buy something online and it's like, you can buy it now for this much money, or you can get it in like 10 payments of this much with like no interest. And he did that and missed a payment on the computer. Like, he had debt collector calling his phone because he missed a payment on the computer. And it's like, how are you so terrible with money? So I didn't trust him to actually pay me back. So I was really desperate to just take the TV. Also, I didn't want to go TV shopping. I already went furniture shopping because I already didn't want the furniture. Like, even if he didn't take it, it was just going in the dumpster. Like, it was terrible. Or maybe not the dumpster, but like going next to the dumpster so someone could take it if they want. But like, really, if it got thrown out, who gives a shit? But it was cheap furniture anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But so I was desperate though to like get the TV just so that we were square and I didn't have to try to get money out of him. And my other roommate was there picking up some of his stuff because he moved out a couple months before, so he was still like had stuff at the apartment, and he was there trying to like picking up some other stuff. He came in with the clutch save because my other roommate was also the kind. One of the reasons he was terrible with money is he would just buy everything tech-wise. Like, he had 4 VR headsets, mostly because he wanted to do VR programming, so he got one of each. He had like the what is it, the Samsung Gear. He had the whatchamacallit, he had the I think he had a Gear, a Vive, and a Oculus. Actually, no, he had a Gear, an Oculus, and 2 Vives because he wanted to do multiplayer VR programming, which he couldn't do with his computer. So not only did he buy 2 VR headsets, he also bought a new computer after he finished off paying off the one that he missed a payment on before. This one he didn't finance. This one he actually had the money somehow to just buy outright. But he bought another computer with 2 graphics cards so that he could do multiplayer VR, because I guess he needed a dual graphics card setup to do it. Never actually programmed multiplayer VR. He just never went through it. But his weakness was tech, is really what I'm trying to get to. So my roommate came with the clutch save when he was like, well, I was thinking I would take the TV. My roommate said, well, yeah, but if you don't take the TV, you could buy a 4K smart TV. And he was like, all right, yeah, I'll you can take the TV. Because the second 4K and smart TV was mentioned, he was just like, oh, that's true. I could get an even better TV. You know what? There we go. Because I didn't give a shit about 4K. I didn't give a shit about smart TVs. I mean, like, he could have taken the TV if I trusted he would give me the money. I could have then gotten a 4K smart TV, because that was at the point where they dropped in price significantly. Because when we moved in, a 4K smart TV of the same size was like $2,500, and then like 2 years later, it's like, hey, they're $500, because I guess they like figured out how to do the technology cheaper. And it was just like insane watching the drastic price drop. Like, the TV I got is a 4K smart TV, same size, 55 inches, the one that I have, and it was like $320, still Insignia. And it's like, this is cheaper now for way more stuff than the TV that I bought 7 years ago. that we bought 7 years ago. The TV we bought 7 years ago. Same size, same manufacturer, and it's just like same size, same manufacturer, and it's just higher def and smart TV, and it's $200 cheaper than the TV we got 7 years ago, and it's just insane. But yeah, he came in with the clutch save of just like, hey, you could get a 4K smart TV. My other roommate was like, oh yeah, that's true. Yes, you can take the TV. I will take the shitty furniture that you don't want. It was so great. But now that TV's dead, and I needed to get a TV. So I ordered that, and that's coming on Tuesday. The problem is, my TV stand can't handle a TV that size. Now I know what you might be thinking. Didn't you already have a TV that size? Yes. The TV I had, though, or still have, I guess, technically, because they're gonna take it and recycle it when they get here, but the TV that I have has a center stand. Like, the stand comes off of the center of the TV and it's just a wide base. So that fits perfectly fine on my TV stand. You pretty much can't get a TV that has that kind of stand anymore. All of them have like the 2 sets of feet, and they're all like 40 inches apart, and my stand's like 30 inches wide. So I was like, well shit, I need to get a new TV, but I physically can't fit any new TV on my current stand. Well, I guess I gotta get a TV stand too. I did this before. I don't know if I've done this during this playthrough, but I remember doing that on this turn in like other episodes. It might have been the other series. I remember always shorting that turn and turning into the fucking train tracks. But anyway, so I wanted to get a new TV stand for a while because right now my PS4 and Switch are sitting on the ground because I don't have the space for them on the TV stand, so they're just sitting on the ground. And I've wanted to pull them off of the ground. I don't use either of them ever, so it's not like a big deal, but I wanted to pull them off of the ground and actually onto shelves. So I've wanted to get a TV stand for a while. I just haven't. It just hasn't happened. I just... for whatever reason. So I always wanted to go into the store and get it because I was just going to Ikea, but not getting like shitty Ikea stuff, getting like actual quality Ikea stuff, because I have like a set of shelves. I think it might actually be the same like item, although those are from like 7 years ago, so maybe that's not sold anymore. But I have a set of shelves in my bedroom. The one, if you see my apartment tour, the one with all of my games on it, those are a set of Ikea shelves, and they are fantastic. They're sturdy. They're exactly what I needed. I just needed like a set of shelves. Like, I didn't need anything fancy. And wait, is there a car driving around? I wasn't paying attention. Do I hear a car? I really wasn't paying attention, so I don't know if there was a car driving around. We'll worry about it next episode, because I can edit and just see whether there was a car driving around. But those shelves are great, and I just got like a TV stand for that. IKEA stuff is good unless you get like the really cheap shit. And it's also good for like stuff like bookshelves and TV stands. Like, most of the chairs and stuff, no. From my experience, at least. Again, though, I got like we got like the cheap chairs, so maybe if you get more like the more expensive chairs and stuff, they're a lot better. But the cheap shit is not good. Do not waste your money on it. But yeah, like all I need is just like a cheap set of like IKEA shelves. But I wanted to go in there and pick it up, but I can't pick it up because I'm driving a car. Like, I think the trunk is wide enough to get the shelves that I want, but it wasn't long enough. I did change my mind on the shelves that I wanted, because I was gonna get like 72 inch, but it basically like blocks that entire, like the it blocks off the balcony door, and more importantly, it blocks off the air conditioner, because like the air conditioner remote that I got that comes with it, and it, you know, I have from when I moved in, it doesn't work anymore. So I need to physically get up and go over to the air conditioner if I need to change it. So I prefer, I would prefer to like actually be able to get by the TV stand if I need to. So I went with the smaller one. I could have fit that in my car, but before I wasn't planning to get the smaller one, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to fit that in my car, so I need to find a day when my dad doesn't work on a weekend and he can come down and use his I guess like SUV he has, but it would be or is it an SUV, is it a truck? I don't know, I don't even remember what type of car it is, so I can't I can't really say one way or the other or even look it up or anything, but any point is, it's big enough to hold the 72-inch shelf. But then I just kept putting it off. It's like, oh, he's off work? Well, I forgot about it. He didn't bring it up, so it just never happened. So I've been waiting for, like fucking months to get these shelves. And then my TV breaks, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just ordering it online, which I could have done the entire time. I knew vaguely which ones I wanted to get. I could have just ordered them online the entire time, and I was just like stubborn, I guess, of just like, no, I don't want to order them online. I want to go into the store and browse. I don't know why. I guess in my mind I thought maybe I would find a set of shelves that I like better or like is different. So how the fuck do I need to go off of that and then just go to the right? Oh my god, I do, don't I? I hate some of these ones where it's just like a chain of jumps and then need to get all of them in a row, and if you screw up one you gotta do the entire thing over again. But yeah, so that's was my adventure, where it's like just realizing, oh shit, I need a new TV. Oh shit, I need a new TV stand because my current TV stand can't handle a new TV. And then just ordering all of it it's annoying. So right now when I play Xbox, I have to play it. I don't play it through OBS. That's not what I do, at least, but I have to play it using the cloud thing, or I guess not cloud. There's like if you go into the Xbox app, that you can like connect to your console, which I think it technically uses the cloud gaming like infrastructure to do it. I don't know why exactly, because they're on the same network, but it does work really well. Like, it's not like bad. Well, it's so you can play it with your consoles off, and I don't know how they did that, whether they just like take an image of your console and know what games are there, or if your console's in like standby mode and it can pull some of the information. I don't know exactly what they did technologically to get that to work, but from my experience, unless they fixed it recently, if you don't have your console on, it is so goddamn laggy. So I just turn my console on, connect to it from the Xbox app, and then play it that way, and that's how I've been doing it. Or just play them fully through cloud gaming, because it's gotten a lot better and isn't super fucking laggy anymore. So that's basically what I've had to do. It's just annoying that I have to do. It's annoying that I have to do it just because my TV just unexpectedly went. Like, it was like, it wouldn't have been as bad if it wasn't so unexpected. But I guess LED TVs don't have like a half working state, maybe, or mine just like catastrophically failed somehow, because like my parents' TV is like a plasma one. It's super old and needs to be replaced because you see just like purple streaks on the screen, but apparently it doesn't bother them enough to buy a new TV. It bothers me every time I'm over and they're watching TV and I just see purple streaks on the screen, and it's like, that doesn't bug you? That doesn't bug you? To be fair, my dad's colorblind, so he probably doesn't notice. And my mom absolutely is the kind where it wouldn't bug her. But it's just like, at the very least, it like looks bad. So there's like a warning of like, hey, your TV's old, you might need to replace this at some point. But mine, it wasn't like some of the, like, it started getting really dim and started having weird colors or anything like that, where it's like, it's still usable, but it's bad. No, it was just catastrophic failure of just like, hey, your screen doesn't work. You can't use this. Just physically impossible. Like, great, thanks, TV. Thank you for that. I'm really was hoping that I would have to buy a new TV. On other purchase-related note, I'm gonna end the episode really soon. I'm getting a few more collection, then I'm gonna just stop, but that's why I'm kind of like sticking near the junkyard that's here, because I don't want to I don't want to stray too far from it, because I just want to end this. Yeah, that's good. But other purchase-related news. For anyone that's stuck to the end of this video and listened to me talk about God knows what, I have now a drawing tablet. Why do I have a drawing tablet? Because I wanted one and bought it. It was one of those, I was like, you know, I don't even remember how I started thinking about it. I was just like, you know what? I kind of want to do art. It's one of those things I've always wanted to learn to do. And now that I'm not doing videos well, I'm still doing one video every 2 weeks, but I'm not doing like 2 videos a week. I have a little more free time. And it's always one of those things that I've kind of wanted to learn. I just have no idea where to start. And part of me was thinking I'll start by doing like a video about it, but I have no idea what to do with the video. So if you have any ideas of what I could do with the drawing tablet, let me know, because I'm sure there's plenty of ideas. I'm sure there's plenty of ideas I can do. I'm just not entirely sure what. Like, I could just like take suggestions and draw things, but obviously I would need suggestions for that. I didn't actually go off this jump. Does this jump actually lead anywhere important? Maybe? Oh, it sure doesn't. But, so there's that. I could try to do 3D modeling again, because there's a sculpt tool in Blender, and maybe I could do the drawing tablet and try to do something with that. I don't know. There's plenty of ideas to do, but a lot of them require like either suggestions or just me to think up ideas, and that's I don't know. So if you have any suggestions on what I can do with that, let me know, and maybe there will be a video. But for now, I am going to end this episode here. We got another car. Let me get to the point where I can I probably shouldn't have entered the junkyard, because I probably should have gotten to the point where I can show the checklist. But yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for drawing tablet. Also, let me know if you have any ideas for this series, because again, like, I'm still in the like I need to talk the entire time stage, because there's just it's just me driving around collecting things, and there's not really much to talk about. So it's still in the stage of like, I need to talk about stuff, and I can't rely on just a bunch of random shit happening in my life of like, hey, here's work shit, here's, you know, my TV just died suddenly. Chances are the next episode is going to be like, all right, same old. Everything I talked about last time, it's still happening. So, well, I got a new TV, but, whatever. Why'd I go back in the junkyard? I don't want to be in the junkyard. But yeah, so if there's any other topics I could talk about, if there's any other like ways you can think I'd do the series other than just talking a bunch, because I don't want to heavily edit, because it would just be like me editing the time between collectibles, and I can't really do that for some of them because they're just in such quick succession, and I still have areas where there's giant groups of collectibles. Like once I get to the point where I'm like down to 3 jumps and I'm searching for the jumps, you know, that's fine, I can do it then, but I can't really do it now. So yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know. For now, I am going to end this video here, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.